Elder Titan is currently the second most picked hero in the TI group stage. It's also the hero with the most impressive win rate at the event. In today's video, basically, I feel like it's a necessity that I talk about the current 66% win rate hero over 44 games. Recently, OG just played against top team IG. They took a game off them using Sox's Elder Titan, and in the match, you might have watched it and said, oh my god, Sumail popped off on TA. Oh my gosh, Thompson created so much space. Wow, look at these RPs. But what you do not notice is the 66% win rate hero that is carrying games constantly without even a lot of people noticing it. To be fair, you know, when ET does solo kill people, which literally he does in this game, I will show you him and how to do it, how to solo kill people in fights. The chat does put in some OS frogs, rightfully so. But without further ado, I'm gonna teach you guys how to play ET properly here today. You're probably, hoping to play it in your pubs, and hopefully this will let you do that. By the way, guys, if you want to become absolutely broken, well, what you need to do is sign up to the GameLeap website down below right now. The reason why you should do that is because every single day we post a new video there. Content that you simply just will never get on YouTube, we post every single day to the website. It's really top tier stuff. I'm very proud of what I make over there. We also have other creators, many of my great friends who are top tier Dota players, creating guides about different heroes, different roles, different items, skill builds, talent builds, everything you need to know to get to the next rank. So if you feel a little bit lost, you're a little bit stuck, click the link down below. I'll see you guys there. And now let's get into the video. All right, so starting it off in terms of the item build, what you want to go is Boots Tangos. The reason for this is you don't need a ton of regen. If you buy regen and you don't buy movement speed, you're giving up on your ability to simply abuse the high damage you have. Moving ahead at the start of every single lane, all you want to do is throw down your spirit on top of the enemy carry, run it through the wave, and onto the enemy support. And basically, if you guys don't know how Astral Spirit works, it gives damage and armor for every creeping hero you run it through. Obviously, heroes give a lot more, and so hitting heroes is the most important thing, unless there are mega stacks, then those can often actually be more important. But in this clip here, you're going to notice that all Soxa does with his W here is not solo kill anyone. It's not go crazy. All you do is secure the range creep and bully the carry, right? That's if the carry walks up. And honestly, if you're in an average pub, to be honest, you're going to be able to hit the carry 4 or 5 times in most lanes, and so you should do so. The next thing to note is that he instantly ships out 2 mangoes. The reason behind this is pretty simple. You simply just don't have enough mana. On top of that, let's quickly talk about natural order, because a lot of people don't really understand how natural order works. I'm going to talk about literally everything you need to know about natural order right now, so pay attention. Number 1, it reduces only base armor, okay? So let's say Silencer is under tower, and the tower gives Silencer 3 extra armor. That is added armor. It will not get reduced by natural order. If Silencer is gaining 2 armor from a buckler, Silencer will not lose that armor. It only reduces base armor, which is why it is a particular counter to high agi heroes with a ton of base armor. For instance, Morphling, Juggernaut if he's not spinning, these type of things, right? These type of heroes. On top of that, it also reduces magic resistance in the same way. It doesn't reduce added magic resistance, it only reduces base magic resistance. Now, the armor reduction is based around your hero, and the magic resist is based around your spirit. Now, if spirit is not casted, then both are on your hero. All right, does that make sense, guys? Both are then on your hero. And so the main thing to note is if you're trying to kill a high armor hero, you can't just put your spirit on them. It does not work. You have to actually be on them with your hero. Even I forgot this. My editor, my friend Hota, had to remind me, I don't remember what it was, I think it was a couple months ago, that this was the case. And yes, it is the case. So make sure if you're trying to physically damage a hero in the mid to late game, you stand on top of them with the hero and not just the spirit. One more thing I'd like to mention is that in the pro scene, it's very hard to pull. And so essentially the enemy team and the enemy lane is like under their tower constantly. However, what I'd like to note on that note is that if you can side pull at any point in time, just do it. Just do it, guys. Basically, if you side pull as Elder Titan and you complete the pull, what you do is you cast your spirit on the wave plus the carry, hit that, hit the support, hit the large camp. You're going to have literally plus like 100 damage and you're going to get a kill. Because they're going to have to walk over and contest the side pull. And so yeah, it's the best play. It doesn't really happen in this replay, so I can't show it to you within this specific game, but that's just because it's the pro scene. But that's the thing, you know, in pubs, like literally it's 10 times easier to dominate as Elder Titan, because if the wave pushes back at all, or you literally just side pull, you're gonna kill them. On top of that, level 3 is your major spike. If you don't know why people harp on level 3 for Elder Titan, it more than doubles the damage you get per creep from 3 to 7. It doubles the damage per hero. So if you hit 4 creeps and 2 heroes, you get 108 damage. Like, yeah, 108 damage for 1 wave and 2 heroes. You can obviously get a lot more than that if you hit neutral camps as well. And as you can see in this brief clip here, this is what the spike looks like. You send out the spirit, hit both the heroes, there's this 108, wave plus 2 heroes. 2 auto attacks is about half of Silencer's HP. Upcoming hero was what I actually thought was one of the cooler plays of the game here from Saksa. So the power runes are coming up, right? The 6-minute runes are about to spawn. And what he does is he actually sends out a spirit at 540, and it reaches him when he wants to fight the rune. So you can see he waits, right? Right when the spirit comes up, summons it at 540, sends it through the hero, through the wave, walks over to the large camp, right? Look at how much efficiency this is. Walks over to the large camp, stacks the large camp, gets his spirit back so he has 101 bonus damage, and is able to contest the rune with that damage. So it's a really cool play you guys can make in your pubs, and you can imagine why having 160 damage at a rune fight could be pretty impactful. The next quick, but also very broken thing about this hero is that you can actually use the spirit to scout high grounds. So yeah, in this clip here, you're gonna notice Saksa wants to check for a potential lane ward, but also the hill ward. So he summons the spirit, puts the sentry in the middle, and gets the D ward. So in this upcoming fight, we're gonna see our first OS Frog fight here. In terms of the skill build, just copy what he goes here. He goes 1-3-1, right? It's the most simple build in terms of items. He went Stick into Phase Boots Rush. After that, into a Sage's Mask. Sage's Mask is literally just for mana. It's just a casual Sage's Mask. But yeah, as you can see in this team fight here, all you do in team fights is chill. Like, I cannot stress this enough, guys. People play this position 4 or even position 5 Elder Titan largely wrong, or almost entirely wrong. And what I mean by that is they try to do too much, okay? They try to frontline before they're strong. Play it like you're a ranged hero. Play it like you're, you know, the third guy who wants to go into the fight. And that's because that is the case. And so you'll see here, he has a lot of patience, summon a spirit, right? Sends it around, gets a stomp onto the ET and onto the Earthshaker. Really good value there. Sends the spirit through, onto the silencer, onto the shaker. A lot of patience here, right? A lot of patience. Walks around the right. And oh man. Yeah, well, you know, Ollie wanted to play the game, but he's not allowed to do that. And in this upcoming fight, you're gonna really see why people are just first phasing this hero and first picking it. I mean, basically, once again, as long as you stay chill in the fight and maintain your mana, you do need a stick, you do need a Sage's Mask. By the way, he also spent a good amount of time farming this game. Note how he has 30 CS in minute 15. I recommend you guys try to have about the same. Go for 30 at 15. I know it's a bit of a weird metric, but it's a good place for you to, you know, basically check up and make sure that, hey, I am pushing in the occasional wave so I can get to my Ags eventually, which is a key timing we'll talk about later on. But yeah, nonetheless, fight breaks out, goes in, hits a good stomp, right? Nice stomp, follows up with the ulti. In the past, you would almost never ulti unless like someone was specifically stunned. But now it only takes like 2.7 seconds to come out. It used to be like 3.1. And so it's kind of fast. Like people can't really get out of the way most of the time. And you can see in this upcoming clip here, yeah, he just kills, oh my God. He just kills the Shaker, does 300 damage. He currently has 400 damage right now, which is pretty cool. 400 damage, so literally a rapier. Basically 2 shots to Weaver, would have solo killed Weaver there. Bops down the Ember Spirit, getting him killed off eventually as well. And it's just an expertly played fight. Yeah. Now, after you max out your W, you might be tempted to max the E, considering you're clubbing people down. But I highly recommend, and I can't stress enough, just max the Q. The wake up damage threshold is actually insane. Basically, you can do 150 damage to people before they wake up, and just being able to sleep people for 5 seconds is basically enough time for your team to set up. 2 seconds, more often than not, is just not long enough for your team to set up, and on top of that, you want to make sure that your Astral Spirit and Echo Stomp can come up at around the same time and can be used around the same time, and so that's pretty key. And to end off this video, which might seem surprising because I didn't really cover a huge portion of the game, but basically, OG just threw a bunch of fights, and so this fight is a perfect example of how you want to try to play every single fight. Literally, if you copy what I'm about to show you and what Saksa does, you'll be vibing. Nonetheless, fight breaks out. You always want to stay in the back, right? Play this hero like a wyvern, play it like an oracle. Please don't act like a frontliner. And so yeah, fight breaks out. He gets globaled. Okay, has to chill a little bit, right? Ember goes in. This means he needs to kite out. Honestly, here he's even a little bit far up, but I think he knew, well, he definitely knew that his spirit was coming back. So if he was to get gone on, he actually would have gotten spell immunity and would have been fine. So to some extent, he even would have been a pretty good bait. But continuing on, if you play the fight right, you can actually basically have multiple spirits going in a fight. So while this current spirit is actually affecting him, because he didn't pull it back right away, and by the way, you almost never want to pull the spirit back right away unless like you're specifically trying to burst someone, he's able to get another one out. So gets the second one out, right? Leads it ahead, waiting for people to group up. Once people even mildly group up, you ulti. Reason for it is if it hits them, great. If it doesn't and they get out of the way, also kind of great, right? Because then they have to spend their time not bursting your TA, in this exact case. Obviously, that can apply to any hero. And they have to get out of the way. So it's basically a win-win, and this is what you're looking for. The best Earth Splitters, more often than not, are either based off a major stun, or, sleep, or the second best option, baiting a teammate, right? AoE spells in general are good when your teammate is getting gone on, so look for these opportunities. That's exactly what he does. Follows it up, then goes for a stomp. And what people don't realize, like, during these fights is the fact that, like, literally the enemy team has 0 magic resist. Anyone affected by this, like, to be fair, OG has, not basically no magic damage, because they do have an Ember, a Void Spirit, so they do have magical resistance. But if you look at Slark right now, his magic resist is 7%, right? 7%. And the only reason for that is because he has a Titan Sliver, right? So the Titan Slivers him a bit of magic resist. But what's really cool about ET as well is that, if you even get this item, the Ceremonial Robe, and you bring someone down to 0% magic resist, you actually then make them negative 10% magic resist, because right, it just brings them into the negatives. And so yeah, it's one of those heroes where you don't really see its impact a lot of the time, especially on the magic resist end. It's not always so clear, but it's there. And the panelists, the casters have been talking about this. It's just one of those heroes where you have it late game and it just makes the difference. Resistances are a huge thing in the late game. People build up a ton of armor. Just resistances in general just kind of block out most of the damage. You get rid of that and all of a sudden these heroes just kind of get annihilated. And so yeah, this ends up being a really sick fight. Has some good patience here. Beautiful RP by Seb. And this is where the armor comes into play, right? Massive RP, look at the armors, okay? Right, ready? Weaver, 2. Silencer, 0. Ember Spirit, 0. That's what's crazy. And of course, if minus armor comes out, they go into the negatives. And if you guys know anything about Dota, when you go negative armor, like -5 armor is insane. Like having negative armor means you get annihilated. Because it's like regular armor in Dota, right? So when you get your first point of armor, it gives you like, I don't know the exact number, but it's like 7% physical resist, right? And then the second point will give you like 5 extra, right? It will bring you up to 12. Then the next point will give you 4 extra. And so every point of armor after that becomes a little bit worse. And the negative works basically the exact same way, where the first couple points of negative armor are stupid effective. And so with ET, a little bit of armor reduction goes a long way, and I mean a long way. And you can see in this fight here. Oh my god. Look at Emo's HP. I don't even know what he died to. Oh man, dude. I hate this CT here. I've been saying for a hot minute now that I think it's a good offlaner. Turns out it's not being played too much as an offlaner, a little bit, but yeah. I don't even know where the CT went. What did he even die to? Oh yeah, it's just a TA right click. 1 TA right click, 1 ET right click, Ember just dies from half HP. Yep, half HP. He's not even squishy. He has like 2.5k HP. Just how it goes. Yeah. Pfft. Like this shaker is unironically tanky, right? Like this shaker looks squishy. And you might be like, oh, it's TI10, it does a lot of damage. Like, not really. Look at Sumel's items. He has like 2 right click items, It's not like he's got some rapier. He doesn't hit that hard. It's just literally that this guy has 0 armor. And so when he brings him into the negatives, this crit unironically does like 1600 damage. I mean, it's stupid, right? Like TA doesn't hit that hard late game, guys. This is a 4000 HP shaker. That is because, here, look at his negative armor, right? Negative 30% physical resistance is -7. That is why negative armor is insane. You can bring them below 0, it's stupid. And that's why ET is kind of stupid with heroes like TA and Slaughter. It just makes them get removed. Alright, and yeah, that's literally, the game ends right there. That's Dota 2. But nonetheless, I hope you guys are inspired to play this hero now. I certainly am. Literally watching Sox's performance and just watching all the ETs dominate this tournament, have like some stupid amount of impact from the support role. Unironically, there's ETs doing more than their carries in like a huge portion of their games. Well, it should definitely inspire you to pick this hero. It does require a little bit of mechanical skill, but honestly, not as much as you think. Just get even decent at building up some hero damage, right? Make sure the Astral Spirit's connecting on every hero in the team fight, and you should be able to dominate. Nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.